Hey friends, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel, Aquamarine 18. I'm here with another installment of the 31 Days of Tarot, hosted by Ethany. And today is day 26, so getting close to the end. And day 26's prompt is to share our tarot journal if we have one. And I do have a tarot journal and a couple of other books that I write in for tarot as well, but this is my tarot journal, and the book itself has this filigree pattern on the front, and it has a kind of shine, a metallic shine. It has little clips that hold it closed on the side. It has a ribbon at the bottom, and one of my favorite features of this particular journal is that it is edged in paisley. If anyone out there can figure out how to edge a deck in paisley, point me to your Kickstarter and I will be on it. Love paisley. It is a favorite. So the notebook itself is, in case anybody was curious, Paperblanks brand Silver Filigree called Maya Blue. And these books, I just bought it at a bookstore in the city where I live. And they sell a bunch of these different notebooks from this brand, and I've seen it sold in other stores too. But these covers are based on historic book covers. So this one says that the design of this silver filigree cover was originally created in Strasbourg, France, in 1697 to house a text that I'm not going to try to pronounce. A text by Johann Arndt, who lived 1555 to 1621. To achieve the gilded and polished motif, a base layer of silver sheets was first die cut and elaborate grooves were then meticulously etched into its surface. And so that's really pretty. And I just pick, when I need a new journal, I just pick one that I find aesthetically pleasing for the most part. This one, something that's kind of cool is that it comes with this pocket at the back. So you can put, I could carry around a card in there if I wanted or something like that. I'll show in the very back where I haven't filled in yet. Something that I look for in a tarot journal that is important to me when I'm shopping for my next one. I need the lined paper because I would be messy if I didn't have lined paper. And I like the whiter paper more than the yellowy paper. That's my personal preference. So in the tarot journal, I always, in every tarot journal I have, leave the front page blank. I like to do that because then when the journal is completely finished, I can make a bit of a title page here and write the dates that this particular journal spans, like the first entry date and the last entry date, and any kind of other pertinent information, I guess. Like if the journal only spans 1 year and I have a word of the year, I would maybe put it there. I always put in the front, and I don't really mind people see this, I put my birth charts there. And it's in Placidus and whole sign, just generated on the line. I like to have those there, and I feel like it kind of puts my personal energetic stamp on this very kind of generic mass market bound set of papers. So I like doing that. And then almost all of my journal is just handwritten. I write, and I'm not going to show my personal reflections here, but I write in a dedicated pen. It's a fountain pen that I got. It's one of the most inexpensive fountain pens. I just wanted to try a fountain pen, but didn't want to spend a lot of money. Metropolitan, I think it's called, and it's a plain silver one with black ink. And I only use that pen in here, and it's all just longhand, handwritten. And what else can I say about this journal? Sometimes I'll paste something in here, not very often. But if I have a big spread and I want to keep track of how the cards were actually laid out, then sometimes I'll go on the computer onto LibreOffice Draw or something and just make a bunch of little rectangles in the shape of the spread, and then size it down so that I can paste it in here and write the cards that I draw for each position in and what each position means if I'm using that type of a spread with specific positions. But 99% of it is just my handwriting. I I record all of my readings for myself in here. So whether that's a just like quick, card drawn in the morning, and then maybe I'll just write a few kind of initial, intuitive hits, like whatever comes up first, or maybe I'll look at the card at the end of the day again. If I draw a card in the morning, I'll usually try to look at it at the end of the day, and I'll maybe write a little bit more. And how I interpret the readings that I do for myself all gets written in here. I also journal just without cards. Like I've kept a personal journal for like a really long time. I think that journaling for me helps me to kind of get my thoughts together, helps me to kind of work through anxieties or feelings. It's like kind of like talking yourself through something, right? So I've journaled longer than I've tarot. So I do sometimes journal with nothing to do with tarot, and that actually goes in here too. So this is my tarot journal, but it's also just kind of my journal full stop, like journal regular type. And I have always, had a tarot journal, I guess. When I first started learning and first started reading tarot, I had a tarot journal that was separate from my personal journal, because I already had a personal journal that had been going. And when you start to learn tarot, often one of the first pieces of advice in a lot of books and that is get a tarot journal and keep track of your readings, as you're learning. But I found that it was just kind of weird, because of the role that tarot has come to play in my life, the separation of regular journal and tarot journal just didn't make sense. And I'd be writing in both of them in the same day, and it's just it didn't make any sense. So I very quickly abandoned that approach. I do still keep a separate book for learning. So if I'm taking notes on a YouTube series or taking notes on a book about astrology or whatever, if I'm doing this kind of learning type note taking, I do keep that separate from my kind of personal journal. But this is my tarot journal. And I really like this notebook. I'll probably get another one of this brand again. I've had some of them that I didn't love, but this one checks all the boxes for me. It's good. It lays flat. The paper's nice. It it holds the ink well. The pen doesn't bleed through. That's another good thing to look for, I guess. So yeah, that's my tarot journal. I am looking forward to seeing everyone else's tarot journals. Thanks for watching and have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye.